Hi, and welcome to Time with Natalie, the show that helps you to maximise your time and balance your life. We're here today at the annual Raise Your Game conference being held at Wembley Stadium for those that want to get into the football industry. The Raise Your Game conference is for those who want to work in football, from coaching to management and media to administration. We're going to go and meet with some ladies and find out how they took their step into the world of football. Joining me now, I'm with Funke Awoderu from the FA. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
Very well, thank you very much.
Good. Now, can you just tell us a little bit about your role at the FA? What exactly is it that you do?
Okay. As you said, I work for the Football Association and I lead on equality and diversity matters for football, working across the game. So that's with the Premier League, the Football League, the Professional Football Association, the League Managers Association, as well as the Football League as well. We also work with organisations like Kick It Out, and basically it's about essentially trying to make football safe, but also focusing on inclusion as well, because the game should be for everybody, and it's important, like this morning, in terms of just talking to people who want to work into the industry, what they need to do.
Okay, and how long have you been working for the Football Association for, and why football as well?
Okay, I've been working for the Football Association now for 3.5 years. Previous to that, I was working for the Lawn Tennis Association for a considerable amount of time, about 9-10 years. And I've always been passionate about equality in sport, really. So I looked at that area within tennis, but, and I just felt that, when the opportunity arose within football, why not? And applied for the role and got it.
Yeah, because it's definitely an industry where there's not as many females and as many black females as well in it. Do you know, how can we get more females into the industry?
I mean, this is an issue across all sports, not just football. There's a lack of representation and visibility within sport for women. And it is something that certainly from a national governing body perspective, like the FA, we're very mindful of. It's something which is within our inclusion plan, a gender equality plan, where we're going to look around issues around leadership, around training and support, but also role models. They are fantastic role models already in the game, and it's important that we tell their story to inspire others to come into the game, as well as focus on representation, like you've just alluded to. There aren't that many black and Asian women or minority women within football, and it's something that we need to look at as well.
Yeah, I totally agree, and that's one of the reasons why, and I'm a huge football fan, I'm a massive football fan, and that was one of the reasons why I wanted to come and cover this event, because I thought it was fantastic for not just females, but for anybody that wants to get into the sport, but specifically targeting, looking at how we can get more women into the sport. And is there any particular advice that you would give to women? So if there's any of our audience members out there that really want to get into the sport, but because it's a male dominated, it looks like it's more of a male dominated industry, what advice could you give to them to encourage them to really pursue the dream?
Sure. I think people need to be quite focused and be determined in terms of what it is they want. There's lots of roles within football, whether it's in administration, whether it's in management, whether it's in coaching, and you need to be very clear and focused as to, okay, which is your niche, what is your USP, because until you define that yourself and own it yourself, it's very difficult for others to see it in you. And so therefore you need to stay strong and keep building on that. I mean, days like this is a start point, but you need to explore. I mean, sport is one of those funny industries where it's about knowing and establishing your friends and looking at doors that can be opened for you. That was the case in point in terms of myself and others who are already in the game, that there's others out there who can help and support you. But you need to be very clear and focused as to what you want. And then if it is training and support you need to do that. If it's shadowing, look for opportunities. But apply. Don't just say because I'm a woman, that won't happen for me. You need to put yourself out there, basically.
Mm-hmm. And so, what does a typical 24 hours look like in the life of Funke? What does your day look like?
I will start the day very infused, and by the time I sit my desk. It's kind of a different space. But that's what's quite nice about what I do. It's kind of diverse and different. It's, equality touches upon all areas of football. And so whether that's from a sort of a commercial perspective, whether that's a communication, if something hits off in the media, I'm involved with my team. And so each day is different. But I also like, focusing on policy and guidelines, because it is important that, there is some central way of actually getting the game to focus on the big bucket items. And those big bucket items are very much about widening football's talent pool and very much about making sure that we get the best talented people, regardless of who they are and where they come from, involved in the industry. And so that's why I'm always very supportive of days like this. But also we need to look at the younger generation of girls as well, and boys as well, just generally. But in terms of the lack of representation, we need to encourage more young girls to think about sport, whether it's playing or working in it. And that's the space that I'm in, and that's what fuels me every day in terms of the diverse range of things that I have to do on a daily basis. But that's what it is, yes.
Love that. And you can just see the passion as well. She's so passionate about it. That is fantastic. And as she says, these kind of events are so important to attend as well. So if you are interested in working in football and in the industry, make sure you come down to these kind of events, because you meet such fabulous people as Funke. So thank you so much for joining me today. Really appreciate it, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you. Well, I hope you enjoyed this week's show. Make sure you join in the discussion on my Facebook and Twitter pages. See you next week.